Gone are the days of just stick to the phone and say, oh, the people say 2 ounces or so. Yeah.
This is
Don't over-ventilate. Now, what are you trying to say? Any questions?
I want to ask a question.
No, let's answer your first question first. Okay, answer give me the second question, now answer the first one.
The question I want to ask, you slapping a patient dog as something to do.
I'll answer it as an adherent. I'll answer it as a CPR instructor. Because there's no research evidence for that. There's no. So, all they're trying to do is, one, they might not know what they're doing. Let's say the other thing. They might not know what they're doing is, but what they're doing is trying to check for consciousness. How do we identify the patient? Are you okay? Are you okay? So at the time that you perform your other CPR, then the question she asks, you observe it for consciousness. So other things you are trying to see if you can come out and say. But you're not helping them. That better than slap. The question she asked earlier is, can you perform CPR or compression on a burnt patient? The answer by research is no. We don't encourage CPR compression on burnt patients. Why? Because you do not know the level of burn. We assume that someone like me, who is not a nurse, cannot diagnose or determine the level of burn. So, you'll be causing more damage. But, if you're a nurse and you know that 1st-degree burn and the compression will not affect the skin, what do? Perform CPR. Nurses can perform CPR because when you go at the advanced level, that's when you know when to perform CPR on burn level 1, 2, I think 4 level burn, don't do CPR. Because when you do inject, it's inject coming out. So, I'm not qualified to teach that. But at this level of basic life support, we encourage that if there's a burn patient and you see that skin looking like that, call a nurse. If you are a nurse and you know and you can determine the level of burn and skin damage, and you know that the performance of compression will not affect the skin, tearing, please save a life. So it's because we need to be part of the skin conservation that what we say, let's determine what damage compression will do to the person before we encourage compression. Yes, ma'am.
You know what I noticed when I started working in the NICU? That time I didn't have much idea on this resuscitation. The O2 therapist would bring the army bed and would just continue to press continuously. At the end of the day,
So a part of what we do, a part of our program, which we currently, let's answer your question. There is a program called Baby Must Breathe. Helping baby breathe. And we do have the supplies of those things that we use. We have implemented it to one of our previous projects in Liberia. It was very helpful, and where we even got traditional midwives using it. So it will be part of our program here at JFK. When the nurses come the next time after me, they will be bringing. We have a doctor who is part of that program. She created a program in America. She'll be coming to Liberia and she'll be introducing some of the ideas. So we'll be glad to really share some of that knowledge. But what I can speak to is, what I'm telling you today is what I know. It's evidence-based. So anything other than that, I'm a mistake. Maybe I don't want to line up and get some view on it, but CPR is evidence-based. You have learned the science today. So if somebody slapping someone, I didn't teach it today, they know that. They're not in the book.
You know what?
The book that you receive, no slapping inside. So now ask me the question again.
After it was done for that first birthday, that man went that day, I felt pain on my leg. And another person again, after I think few days, another person going back. So there's a brain after yes, you. One of our sisters. I'm like, what?
When we were all students, long time, even the first one I was able to say it was a blue. In Canada Hospital.
If somebody has something that proves to work,
you do it right and the wrong one. So actually, we're going somewhere.
so we're watching the movies and people get, especially the fire patients, you know, they use the AED with the you know, the volunteer.
Yeah.
You know that one, right?
Yeah.
That's also AED. Sometimes, you know, with the EMR and EMS system use. Okay? What is the AED? Automated defibrillator. Okay? All this machine does is, we said it from the beginning, cardiac arrest is an electrical shutdown. The electrical system shuts down. Compression will send oxygen to the lungs and the lung can mimic what it's supposed to do and come out to life. However, in addition to compression and getting air, we can also get an electric shock. Okay? Simple machine. The machine comes, well built, it's electrical. Okay? So when you find it on your wall, please. I don't know the policy. But let me just appeal to all of us and be conscious. Know that one day you will need that machine. So whoever is in charge of the machine is factory working. It just takes all of us to be involved. Make sure it's working. Because the worst thing is when you get patient and you go grab a thing and it's not working.
And when no current,
My own working today.
Apply pads to patient's bare chest.
What did it
Plug
say?
in pads connector next to flashing lights. Analyzing heart rhythm. Do not touch the patient.
You're too fast, don't let me go.
Shock.
You're too fast. Let's run it deep. I'm going to take my back or what?
Council.
So this is exactly the same as this. Okay? Except that this guy is great, but I think he won't put that man here. You want to buy one, sir? No, it's okay. It's just a trial. I'm glad I just went to the training. What did you say in the beginning? You do it also when I'm preaching. But why? If when you let the people, if it doesn't need it, what will happen? They will kill you. I just joking.
Yeah.
So we have a patient, the application, the path to let's quickly talk about the science behind that. So this on the pad, you see the arrow? Okay? It is suggesting that you don't put both pads in the same direction. Okay? You try to send an electric shock to where? To the heart. So we want to shock the heart from one side and the other side. So that is the sign behind you put one on the chest and put one on the side. So the effect will come from, because the heart is completely shut down. Whereas heart attack, the heart can be what? Half working. But cardiac arrest, the entire heart is what? Shut down. So
And I say,
Any questions? Thank you. Thank you for using the right clinical word. You're trying to simulate the valve to come back to life. Okay? You want to come back to life. Because we don't know how much damage the lack of oxygen has caused. Are we together? You want to go here? If you get a power, it's in the real plastic. And I'm ready today. Okay? That is the right application. Let's stick so right here. Okay. So you will be the guy that performing to the second one. All you have to do is turn it on and follow the instructions. Turn it on.
Analyzing heart rhythm.
The analyzing and heart rate of the patient.
Do not touch the patient.
Because we electrocute you.
Shock advised.
It's no shock.
Charging. Stay clear of patient. Deliver shock now. Press the orange button now. Shock delivered. Begin CPR.
Begin CPR. And then you what? Start CPR. It is that simple. That's all you have to do. If it says that shot is so intelligent that if there's a need for a second shot, it will tell you. Second shot, advise.
After the CPR.
So this is going alongside with the compression.
Yeah, after
The compression. Yeah. So what the real question was asked?
No, he said the machine will tell you if you need second shot. So you were talking about after the first shot, you should do compression, right? So after that compression, then the machine will tell you to do second shot.
I went to ask the real question.
He said if
No, the real question is when to use that AED.
When to use that.
As soon as the AED arrives, it will help you to reduce that physical strength. So usually we assume that the AED is in a section on the wall or in the wall, right? Usually they put the patient feet and then put the AED here. That is why when you call for help, you tell somebody, say, "Is that patient in the AED?" As soon as that AED arrives, apply it. There's no regulation to say, "Oh, let's do 2 sets of compression, let's do 10 sets before." No, you will be doing that compression. But you're making the AED, we're very tired. You're making the AED, you're making the AED, you're switching, patient. And once that AED can turn it on, put a power on and send the shot. So the critical decision making point there is as soon as the AED arrives. Any question?
Yeah.
Yes.
So for the AED machine, how do you choosing the numbers that they choose? Because some of the machine I say that number is like 200 to 200 to 100. So how do you go about choosing those numbers for each patient?
You want them aware high. So the machines are programmed to send you the exact amount of shock that it's supposed to send. You just talk about the power of the machine, that's 200 joules and all of that. Okay? The shape of the machine can be different, and the size can be different, but it will send the exact amount of electric shock to the patient as it needs. That's a good question. That is a good question. And some of that too, some of the machines, like this one, I think the battery can stay up to, I think, 5 years. Yeah. But just make sure yeah, every once in a while, it can be, if I touch it now, it will be very annoying, but that was it. So let's stand and look what's on here. This is the real one. So give you that picture to show you right here. Okay? Open airway. It'll show you the whole compression process.
Chest breathing. Give 2 breaths. Plug in cable.
Plug in cable. You take the plug it in. Everything we're going to do, I want to show you. It's the whole CPR teacher.
Era bag, yeah.
The training one, the real one. Sorry, thank you.
Attach defib pads to patient's bare chest.
So all I want to say is this one is so comprehensive that it will even walk you through all the steps you have done. Okay? But we don't want to get to the stage, right? So I'll cut it off.
Attach defib pads to
We don't want to
patient's bare
attach
chest.
the pad, right? Okay, so we don't want to attach that, so we.
It's okay. Do you want it again?
Thank you.
No, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
While waiting for the aid,
Mhm.
and we go say some, the person, they know that they are coming through for, you see them that they are coming. They say I can't do the aid.
No.
Except when the person are coming.
Thank you for the question. That's a good question. It will help you to, bring the person back to life. But, sometimes it's just one set of oppressions and the person come back. Okay? And that's we also go to drowning patient. Are we together here?
Yeah.
No, you say yes?
Yeah, we are.
What answer the question like that? Are we together?
Yeah, we're together.
Should you do compression on a drowning patient?
Yes.
That raises our challenge. Should you perform compression and CPR on a drowning patient? If you answer yes, why? If you answer no, why?
Yes, because when the
Yes,
person
why?
when the person gets drowned, because he's not breathing, so you have to get it back.
I'm not a nurse. You just very confused me right now.
For me, I would say, if a person gets drunk, the first thing,
What does it mean if a person gets drunk?
When the person lean the water.
Hey, they want to the person didn't die. I need to do CPR.
Water when they
The person drank the water. The person over drank the water.
So you take the patient, the person up on the water, you perform CPR because the fluid is already in the water.
You have already gotten the skills. But today, I will challenge all anyone that leaves. You have to apply the skills. It's simple, but it's critical. What do we say? Identify your patients. Somebody in the water, they get drowned. Are they a patient? Thank you. Why do you identify them? And guys, don't be tricked with the situation. Okay? Don't be tricked with the situation. Are you okay? They're not responding. And then you check for then therefore, what do you have? Patience. Thank you. Forget about that word drowning. Check if you have a patient. You need to do your 2 checks and see if the person qualifies for. That's evidence. It's proving to work. If those 2 things are not there, you do not have a patient. If you are a nurse, you know how to check a dead body. If you check if someone is dead, they're dead. They're dead on the ground, they're dead. how long it takes someone to die when they got cardiac arrest? 7 to 12 minutes as brain damage. You can live up to 27 minutes. You do the CPR, when they, don't get confused. No! 2 checks. You do the 2 checks, you got patient. 2 compression. The certificate you get today is your authority that the Ministry of Health will sign. And me, as an instructor of the American Heart Association, has empowered you. It's not about guessing. You don't guess. Everything I do is in the book. That is your power to do what you need to do. This is how you, as healthcare professional, become effective and you change things. You save lives and change the system. You go out there from here today when someone tells you something otherwise, this is your authority. When someone says, oh no, let's do 15 breaths, you say no. A normal person, breath is between 60 to 100. So I gotta do 2 compression in 1 second. Why? Because I want to get to 120. Because it means that 12 hours times 2 to live. Use the science. You're not about argument. When I grew up here, I want to hear you because I'm the strongest voice can argue with me. Why was it? Facts. Use the facts. Yes.
Yeah. So after you have planned all of your skills, at what point that you maybe want to notify your team that maybe all effort and then that patient you do ready. At what point in the process of all of your skills that you may call your team and say it's okay? No problem.
Who did we call it mistakes, we call it not a proclamation. Who did when you announced the death? How you call it? Who pronounced in the last week? Who here qualified to pronounce? Doctors to pronounce? Okay, I put on my list. It's a policy or because you don't know how to do it?
We can know, but they have to. We can only say for us, right?
So it's a Ministry of Health policy.
JFK.
So if I go to pipeline, the nurses can pronounce.
Maybe not that.
No, that's somebody else.
Honestly, like for our setting, it's just like doctors. Honestly, for me,
in Liberia?
I think in clinics, the clinics, they
So what if I want to beg one way, no doctor there? If I want to beg one way? Beg one way is not of my country. There's no doctor there.
Oh yeah. That certificate will not go to the lesson no one that's supposed to get the certificate. They don't have that certificate there. So she wouldn't describe it as
I'm asking questions to learn. I got no opinion with the I don't think I'm invested when it comes to that.
Use that certificate. So how can you? So we wouldn't be looking at the patient, the person information from the track. All of the information you place there is what they're going to be looking at now to do any other further document.
When you call a doctor to pronounce, he will do your own assessment after you have done yours, and then he will be the one to pronounce.
Let me just, for me, I
went for investigation. The doctor not there, right? And you the nurse. You the nurse there. So I'm saying.
Well, for the nurse, for me, people already got it. No, Father can't see. So you're just ready in your book. Was zero, PP zero, PP dilated, no pause.
That is why you
I'm sure when they leave that certificate, they will go to the ministry. Sure, so maybe we'll eat a clinic.
I know what they have.
I'm not saying that. Clinic.
Good to know. I'm looking for the signing so I can start reviewing certificate once you come in. So, from the beginning, there was an issue here for the board. I would take that as a need from this gathering and take it to our bosses, and we can look into that. If we can produce it both locally, it can be a need, and we can need it in JFK. However, where I come from, we don't need a board to do CPR. As soon as we identify our patient, our board is on the floor. We do all of our CPR on the floor because the bed will not support the pressure you need for that compression. We do not do CPR in the bed. Sometimes the other place is the stretcher because the stretcher is hard enough, right? If the back of wherever the arm can support the compression, that's when you do CPR. But hey, we can customize needs. We can customize, what we need to do. So I would like to see one of it, Dominic. We take a picture of it before I leave, and we can look at what it is, and maybe that's something we can look into. The board you're talking about. Yes.
I want to ask a question. If a person has an accident, in the
What kind of accident?
Motor accident.
Motorbike.
Car or motorbike. Road traffic accident. So they bleeding from the chest. And they need CPR. Like, can you perform CPR?
Somebody help me with that.
The patient is not really bleeding.
Say you identify your patient.
Identify the patient. Is the patient qualified for the procedure and qualified?
Yes, all the bleeding. Okay, so the patient don't have a pulse. And the patient is bleeding. The patient is falling, the patient is not responding. But the patient, maybe previously you have the X-ray, and the patient is bleeding from the chest.
The chain of survival, to answer your question, we have the advanced cardio life support, ACLS. And that is why nurses come in. Now, this is where only nurses can do that part. So in the chain of survival, the only way to, you see, basic life support is the beginning of resuscitation. But it's not the only way to resuscitate a patient. We know compression, we know AED, but we got a chemical way, we got advanced levels. So like she said, we might want to take care of the bleeding before we even do resuscitation. Or we can do what? Artificial breathing, oxygen. Maybe they inject the oxygen. We put oxygen in and then make them breathe. And the reason that we don't put the oxygen at the beginning because we don't have it, right? So like if we have an ambulance, usually the ambulance has oxygen. Don't say it, don't lie. Somebody help her. She said she asked a question from mouth to mouth.
Where we don't have oxygen at all. Then you say you're going to, you should hold on to it, you're going to bring it back later.
What? Everyone asked that question, who said? My own said, but the mouth to mouth. Thank you. Thank you. Ebola don't come. COVID don't come. If you don't know the status, we don't want you to perform CPR and you die after that. So know the status.
Another question I wanted to ask, is it advisable or, is it, I don't know how to put it. Is it advisable that always before you do the CPR, the patient had for me down more details before you do it?
So what happened with that? We just talked that here today. She says, do you perform compression only when the patient head down? I listen to you.
head down, or get that ankle.
But if you're like this, you have to close, you have to go like this.
Yeah.
2 green, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So as much as possible, what everyone will do here, take your turns. I want you to do at least 2 sets. Yeah? 30, 2 breath, 30. 30, 2 breath, 30. So don't get into 1 set. So everyone will do 120 compression and what? 6 breath. Total.
Yes, I'm going
He has your green right here. If you're not getting 2 greens, you're not going to stumble, but just make sure you get as many 2 greens in your compression as possible. It shouldn't cause you to stop because what you do, you're practicing. Okay? Any question before we start? Now, if you feel like you feel the flow, then I get close to put in the flow because you get.
No, don't want it for maybe
Go to the close to go very tall.
Just bring the chairs closer so we can sit down.
So you see the 2 breath right here in the middle. This is the point right here.
No, we're not see you.
Okay, the last here, the stomach is here. Okay? Secondly, the position. No, you can't breath here. This is the line. You take the line right here, it's in the middle. Okay? And then you go like that. If you left handed, yeah, the only thing you touch is here, we put it breath. Now,
So the patient remain that they spread.
yeah, the patient here, you just do your, this thing here. Okay? Now for today's demonstration, we're giving the inject. Okay?
So before doing this,
We're going to bring the actual mask, and everybody going to put air inside, they're going to clean that mask for everybody. And everybody's going to get a one of the two. Any question?
so before doing this, CPR,
Compression?
the compression, are you checking whether the person get any clothes again? When the person
Answer that question.
You have to check for that.
Verify your patient, yeah.
You have to check for that.
Yeah. So if they fell off from a choking, you will need to check that, yes. We talked about the abdominal thrust earlier. If you saw that choking, then you don't need compression. You can just do the hemolytic maneuver. Yeah, really back. Any questions? How many everybody will do? How many compression everybody doing? One complete circle, which is 120 compression and 6 breath. So that 4 set compression, 3 breath. Any questions? I hope all your names correct, all the very near for the certificate. So the certification today, I will sign and I'll take it down to Dr. Birch. We can just take 1 or 2 pictures to show the certificate to y'all, but I think she has to sign before she finally give it to y'all. So the certificate will be given from Dr. Birch's office.